What is up, y'all? It's your girl Nick Robinson back again with the Yara Effect, and we're going to talk about the latest episode of Basketball Wives. So it's titled Friends and Foes Go to Vegas. Yeah, so here's the thing. In the opening scene, we see where Jennifer's in laws have gotten into it with Evelyn on social media. Basically, there was a situation where I don't know, like Evelyn was saying subliminal things, and the auntie was like, I mean, tag somebody if you talking about somebody for real. Like, don't just be doing this subliminal stuff. And so her and Evelyn got it to the point where Evelyn was like, well, I'm in LA, pull up. And auntie was at the table like, yeah, I'm gonna pull up. If you invited me there, I'm gonna pull up. So I was like, oh boy. You can see that Jennifer is amused because clearly Jennifer is not the type that's going to go and pull up nowhere. But she's okay with somebody pulling up for her on her behalf, right? So Evelyn is like, I don't even know these people. She don't know me. But I'm looking at it like this. Some people feel like if you messing with my people, then you messing with me too. And I feel like that's the energy that auntie is giving in this scene. It's like, okay, you don't gotta know me, but you talking about somebody that's in my family. And that's the thing. Like when you are married or whatever, you guys are in this type of relationship, their family becomes your family, right? So that's what we see here. So moving right along, we see where Jennifer is telling Brandi about her plans to get married in Vegas. And she's like, well, it's just going to be a handful of you guys that I'm inviting. So it's going to be small and intimate. That's what she said, intimate, right? So before Jennifer can even really get the invites out to who she wants to have at her wedding, Brandi goes and tells Evelyn, hey, she's doing this on your birthday, so why don't you come to Vegas too, blah, blah, blah. And Evelyn agrees. And she was just like, okay, so yeah, I guess I'll be in Vegas for my birthday at the same time this girl wedding is going on. I think Evelyn took it as Jennifer feeling some kind of way about her, and that's why she's doing it. I don't think Jennifer feels any kind of way about Evelyn. I don't think Jennifer actually gives a damn. Honestly, I don't. Unless she fronting really well, she doesn't appear to give a damn about what is going on with Evelyn. Like I said in my last video, it's kind of like a FU to the fact that it's your birthday because, like, I feel like if she cared, she would have been like, well, no, I don't want to do it because it's Evelyn's birthday. I feel like because she's not even thinking about it, the fact that it's Evelyn's birthday, that shows that she really just don't care and she's not really effing with her like that. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that part. Also, I am questioning Brandi at this point, like everybody on the cast is, because it's like, okay, these girls are at it real bad. It done got to the point where families are now entangled in this mess that they have going on between the two of them. And you're going to tell Evelyn about the marriage going on her birthday weekend. Invite Evelyn to the same place that Jennifer is going to be. And I know Vegas is big enough that they both could be there and not see each other. But this is the kicker. Not only do you do that, Brandi, you then invite Jennifer to the house where her arch nemesis is. And it's like, okay, I don't know at what point is it crossing the line. For me, if I were in the situation, right? If I were Brandi, I don't know that I would have done that. I mean, I get trying to be neutral. And if you guys end up in the same place at the same time, that's one thing. Kind of like if Evelyn was like, yeah, I'm going to be doing my birthday in Vegas, and Brandi already knew about Jennifer doing her wedding in Vegas. At that point, she could have been like, girl, that's a coincidence because blah, blah, blah. No, you orchestrated it, which sets a different tone for the whole thing, in my opinion. It also seems to be opinion of the other ladies on the trip, some of them anyway. So they are meeting to leave, and Brandi is running the trip, so she divides the sprinters as to who's going to ride with who. So of course, she separates Ming and Ty. Ming has a big problem with it because Ming seems to be possessive of Ty in a way, as if they're still together. And I think it's one of those situations where, okay, you my ex, so I always kind of got first dibs on you in any situation type of energy that I see from Ming. And Ty is like, whatever. She says that she wasn't trying to make Ming jealous when she told her about Brandi, thinking that she was cute. Um, she sounds believable, but I don't know. I mean, like I said last week, I feel like I feel like Ty was just being transparent about the fact that one of the ladies in the group said that about her, and she's gonna be hanging out with the girl. That's what I think. I mean, Ming seems a little sensitive. I don't know her, but she seems a little sensitive right now, and she feels like, oh well, because Ty's my ex, certain stuff shouldn't go on. Like, but because she your ex, why do you want to be up under her? Like, y'all in the same friend group or whatever. Y'all done moved to the same place. But that don't mean you gotta like be up under her either. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you have situations where you have frenemies still trying to be in the same friend group, you have exes trying to be in the same friend group, it gets convoluted, and that's what we see here. It's kind of like, if you guys are done with each other, then that means you have to separate. And we have a show to do. Like, the show must go on. So it's a very awkward and uncomfortable situation to be in. I really feel like now, because like with the whole married to medicine thing, right? You had this big deal about these two exes being in the same friend group with their new partners, and that same theme seems to be happening here in the fact that you have two exes trying to navigate their way in the same friend group. How is that going to go? Yeah, I don't know that people actually do this in real life, if you will. I mean, because normally, even in a co-parenting situation, when you have split up, you still like divide yourselves a little bit more than these people seem to be doing, right? So yeah, Ming is pretty much talking about Brandi and their dynamic to all the ladies who will listen. And she was like still on the makeup thing when Brandi said something about her makeup. When I looked at the flashback, Brandi was like, oh, well, do you know how to do your own makeup? And Ming was like, no. And she was like, well, I learned how to do my own makeup. I didn't see where Brandi was trying to throw shade at Ming. I mean, like, I don't know. But Ming felt some kind of way about it. Ming felt some kind of way about that coming about the makeup before she even knew that Brandi said that Ty was cute. So I feel like in Ming's mind, she feels like, oh, this girl got a problem with me and she's just trying to get under my skin. That's what I think Ming's perspective is on the whole Brandi thing. So it all comes to a head when they get to the house. Ty was in the room with Brandi, and Ming came in and was like, oh, I can hear everything you're saying. And Brandi was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying what I'm saying. And so she was like, and Ty, what are you even doing in here? Like, girl, you can't tell Ty what she can and can't be. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, you, in my opinion, when you are an ex of somebody's and you trying to tell them what they can and can't do and who they should and shouldn't talk to, it makes you look like you're crazy, because, like, why are you doing that, girl? Okay, so obviously Ming is still like into Ty, but she feels like she can't be with Ty because she can't trust her, right? So at this point, it's kind of like, it felt like Ty wanted to be back with Ming, and Ming don't know what to do with what her feelings are for Ty. It's kind of like she don't want to be with Ty, but she wants Ty to behave in a certain way that's unrealistic, in my opinion. I mean, again, I feel like, Ming has to get a hold of her emotions, in my opinion. Like, I mean, honestly. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't gonna be with the girl, you can't tell her what to do. And you can't tell her where to be. Okay? So, at the end of it all, Brandi does kind of get into a verbal thing with Ming. And she was just like, listen, stop talking to everybody about whatever you saying or however you feeling about me. Like, talk to me. Which I can agree with that. It's kind of like, it's one thing if you get your feelings out about a situation and then you go talk to the person. But I feel like Ming was never going to make that step to just sit Brandi down and be like, look, I'm feeling this kind of way about this. I'm feeling that way about that. What's up with it? And not a confrontation, but just trying to get like some level of understanding. so that there's no miscommunication. That's all I mean. I don't mean like front her out like you da 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 da. Like no, I mean like because if you're gonna be around and you guys are gonna be running in the same circle, you gotta get kind of like some clarity. Here goes Chantel. She comes in after the ladies, and she was like, I brought my nanny and my kids so that I can be sure that the kids are safe and happy while I'm away. That's the only way I was gonna be able to have fun. But the whole time she's there, she's like complaining. Here's my take on Chantel. Like, okay, why are you hanging out with your mama and her friends when you don't even like your mama for real? Like, girl, why? The way for you to get closer to your mom is not to be on this show with her. Honestly, I don't understand that. I haven't seen where she discussed why she got on the show or whatever. Maybe I'll go look for that to try to gain some perspective from her. But I just don't understand. Like, even if her mom and her mom's friends were joyful and happy all the time and having a good time all the time, it still don't make sense to me that you would insert yourself in her circle of friends. Like, even though there's some ladies that's around your same age, it's I don't know, it's weird to me why she even there. Especially when you got young kids and you can't even really be out like that without having to bring them. But again, when you're rich or whatever and you can afford to fly people out to take care of your kids and all of that, then hey, by all means, that's what they do, right? So we see where Evelyn is upset that Jennifer was even invited, and she's like, it's my birthday weekend. And she was like, well, tomorrow's your birthday. That's what Brandi was telling her. Tomorrow's your birthday. So Jennifer can come by tonight and just say hi. I mean, if Brandi were of the mind of trying to get these ladies back on the better track or whatever, I feel like she should say that to both of them. Be like, listen, I'm trying to get y'all in a better place. You know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling like if maybe you guys can be in each other's presence more and spark up a friendship slowly, then that'll help. But that's not what she's doing. I kind of feel like she's forcing them to be in the same space and in the same place with this trip. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly they're on the same show, so they have to film when it's an all cast, seating or whatever. But like, why put them in each other's orbit in this scenario? Okay, so Evelyn trying to keep it cool or whatever. Like, she ain't flipping all the way out that Jennifer is coming. She was like, how do you feel now that you know that like what I said was true as far as she's not really married to him? It's kind of like, girl, just give it up. Okay, don't nobody care. Okay, obviously no one cares but you. So let it go. You know what I'm saying? If I were Jennifer, would I go to the house? No, I wouldn't. I would at the very best, I would do like a FaceTime. Be like, hey ladies, whatever. But I'm not going to the house. You see what I'm saying? I'm just not. I mean, Evelyn and Jennifer need to pick a side. Y'all gonna be friends or y'all gonna be enemies? But this frenemy crap, it's gotta go. Like, you can't ride the fence and you can't have one foot in and one foot out. Make a choice. Like, be friends or be enemies. But this frenemy mess is getting on my nerves. I don't know. Maybe I'm just irritated because they've been doing this for so long. Like, every freaking season it seems they're frenemies. And then they get back to this place where, oh, well, we're friends. And then by the time the reunion come, oh, we back to being frenemies. It's like, girls, listen, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. If after all this time y'all can't get it together and keep it together, it's a wrap. So that's my opinion on that. But we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Last thing that we want to talk about today is like the whole response that Christian has to Brandi showing up, because he felt like she ain't fully for you, so why is she here? You feel me? Like, that's how he feels about it. Jennifer explains to him that Brandi is neutral. They had a discussion about it. She feels confident that Brandi is neutral, so that's why she wants her there. And he's like, okay, because you want her there, I'm gonna be cool. I really was wondering what his response was going to be to that, because I was like, if he was going to demand that Brandi don't be there, then I would have been like, ugh, yikes. A little bit controlling. I don't like that, because when you have somebody that's so controlling that he would have pushed for Brandi not to be there because he didn't want her there, that would have been concerning for me. But because he was like, you know what, since you wanted there, since you talked to her, okay, cool. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So that's pretty much it. The trip hasn't even really started yet. We're gonna see the dynamic between Evelyn and Jennifer when she gets to the house, because it ended with the doorbell ringing and Jackie gonna go get the door. We're gonna see how Ming and Brandi either stay in the same space or they move on from it. Right now, the person that's making the most sense when they're speaking to me is Brittany. She pretty much echoed everything I was thinking at the time while watching this episode. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds. The next episode, we see where they're in the chapel and Jennifer is in this little dress that I never thought I would see her in, and we got this little play Elvis person, coming to marry them and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Jennifer is getting her panties out of a bunch. Maybe she wants to have a little bit more fun. Maybe, she's unwinding a little bit, because we all know Jennifer can be a little uptight. She can be a little stuffy. She can be a little prim and proper. But maybe her husband brings out that funner side of her. And that's what this Vegas thing is. She did say that they wanted to do Vegas anyways, but the whole thing with Christian being locked up for 15 days got in the way of them doing it before now. I mean, that may be true. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, convenient to say that, oh, that's what we was going to do anyway. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe they were. We'll see how their relationship goes, too, because I'm interested to see how she and him handle conflict within the confines of their relationship, because that also tells you a lot about a person, how you handle conflict. Because in my opinion, when you're dating somebody, getting to know somebody and want to move forward with them, you got to see them in certain situations. You got to see them when they sad. You got to see how they handle their anger. You got to see how they travel, and you got to see how they handle conflict resolution. Conflict resolution is one of the most important things in a relationship that a lot of people kind of overlook. And sometimes it's overlooked because it's like, oh, I like this person. We're having a good time. I like their energy. I like their personality. I like I like our chemistry as far as physically. But the conflict resolution is what can tear all of that down, y'all. So y'all tell me what y'all think. As always, I appreciate every last one of you. Please like, comment, subscribe, share all the good things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.